Hello, it's Monika Davis from at Monika's Place. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Milton, Georgia. I'm near Roswell, I'm near Woodstock, I'm near Canton, near Alpharetta, kind of in the middle of all of those areas. Today I am sharing with you the suite, the Celebratory Sips Suite, and I have some fun cards for today. So let's get started. We'll take a look at the suite. So it includes the bundle, cheers and sips, along with the dies. And you've got dies that, so you've got dies to cut out the glass, the two glasses, the rosemary, the toothpick, this, I don't know what this would be. This is a herb as well. I know that one's rosemary. Maybe that's like a basil. You've got, I think these would be like carrot tops, mint leaves, the cherry, the olive, the berry, the lemon or lime slice, the strawberry. You have a die for the ice cubes and the umbrella. So you can die cut all of these pieces out. There's also a insert piece for the tall glass to kind of give it an etched look. And then you've got a variety of words. You can use this for your umbrella. You can use that to add like a water line at the top or to make a short little toothpick. Lots of options for this stamp set. So that's the stamp set we're using. There's also these two embossing folders. These come as a pair. These are currently out of stock. They will be back in, right now it says the week of June 30th. I would check back at the very, maybe before the 30th. They might come in the week before. So you can check, I guess that's right now, as I'm filming this. So they could come in any day now. So the only reason the whole entire suite collection isn't available is because of these embossing folders. So if you order the rest of it, you can still get the buy one, get one half off. So you could buy the bundle and get the paper half off, or you could buy the paper and get the ribbon half off, or buy the embellishments and get the ribbon half off. So whatever your lower priced item is, you could get all of these pieces, and then the lowest one will be the half price item. So this is a mesh ribbon in gold stripes. And then these are called holographic resin dots. So all of this is part of the suite. This is the paper pack. The papers are bright and colorful for summer with some more solid designs on the back. There's also some florals in here. That's a pretty one with the back. And then you've got this kind of a graphic design. And what I used this one for was to make the glasses. So if you use let me just pull these out. The taller die, the taller glass, and the shorter glass. So what I did was when I cut these, I kind of positioned them so that I would have a glass that had a little bit, I tried to have a little bit of white at the top. And for these tall ones, I actually included the insert so that they looked etched. So I'll show you what those look like. Let's see. So you can see, here's what they look like just directly cut out of the paper. And this one has that kind of etched look in the glass. See, can you see that? I think you can see that. So I cut all of that out. Put these away. We don't want to lose any of these little pieces. All right, and we'll move the paper. So for these cards I'm showing you today, I did use all 6 papers. So these 5 designs I used on the cards, and then this piece I used to make the glasses, the drinks. So let's put that right there. So here you can see I pre-cut all of these out. So I'm making 5 cards, so I have 5 of those, and I've got 5 of these. Now, I did want to stamp them, so I did this for a class, so I did set these up on my Stamparatus, which we don't have that anymore, but I still have mine, and it's useful for something like this. So I created a template so that I could go ahead and cut all the glasses, and then I could lay these in here for our class. So you just want those to go right into those slots. And then ink. I'm using the Memento black ink. And then you've got the stamped edges on those glasses. So we're just going to do that. For all of these. Now, if you didn't have this set up, you could stamp and then do your die cutting afterwards. I tried to stamp after I die cut and I just couldn't get them lined up, which is why I made myself this template. Otherwise, I would normally stamp first and die cut afterwards, but I had it for a class and I wanted to have all the die cutting done ahead of time, so we did it this way. This is also perfect for multiples if you have a stamping platform of some type, or you still have your Stamparatus. You can use that to help you. Glasses look better with a little bit of the edging. You don't have to do that part, but I feel like it gives them the finished edge. And if you feel like your pieces aren't staying in place, you could put just a little dab of adhesive inside to help hold your pieces down. All right, there's that. We will move this out of the way. All right, I've got all my glasses. Let me show you what we're making so you can see. So the card, that's basically the same design of on each of these cards. So the other thing I want to do is I want to stamp ice cubes into these shorter glasses. So we're going to get the little ice cube stamp. Right, so now everybody has an ice cube. Okay, so I've got all those ready. I also cut out a circle from the Stylish Shapes. This one is about a 3-inch circle, and I embossed it with one of these embossing folders. There's two. One has flowers, the other one has like this glass pattern, so that's the one that I used. Let me see if I can hold that up. Can you see the pattern? I think you can see it. So I've embossed all the circles for my 5 cards. So I have tall glasses, short glasses, embossed circles. I cut little pieces of ribbon. I'm going to use those in just a minute. We're going to do those last. I think we'll do all our stamping. So I've got the word. So the main word in this set is the cheers. And then you've got several words that you can put with it. So I'm going to do one that's just cheers all by itself. So that's kind of in the center. The rest of these, I'm going to position the cheers a little bit higher because I'm going to add another phrase underneath. Okay, so I did all those in black, and then I got Old Olive to use for the other words. So the choices are cheers, it's your day. So cheers, it's your day. You could say cheers to us. Cheers to us. Cheers, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. And then the other one is cheers to you. So those are kind of your combinations of all your words in the set. Now you could always pull words from somewhere else. All right, so I have thick white card bases, which are the 8.5 by 11 cut in half at 5.5. So it's one 8.5 by 11 cut in half at 5.5, and then scored at 4.25. So we're going to make 5 card bases. I'm just using my bone folder. Those in. All right, there's the card bases. Then I have my designer series paper. So what I have is, this is probably on this side. So this was a 6 by 6. I cut it to 6 by 6. And that's actually, it goes further down. There's a piece missing. So I've got a 4 by 5.5 inch. There's actually, I guess this came from a different piece. A 1/2 inch strip is cut off the bottom, And then this is cut to 4. This is going to go on the inside. This piece is 5.5 by 4, which leaves you a 2-inch by 5.5-inch piece. And we're going to do what looks like, I kind of call it a book binding card. So we're first going to put this piece on the front, and we're going to line it up with this right hand edge. These pieces, these 2-inch pieces, have been scored in the middle so that they can be folded. And this is going to go around the outside of my card like this. That's going to create like a book binding. Just a different way to do your card. So I'm going to put this in here. So I'm just using the opposite side of the same piece of paper. So this is what we sometimes call the A side, and this is the B side. And then this little strip is just going to go on the inside just to decorate the inside a little bit. Okay, so that's the card base finished. So that's one. Here is the next one. One with all the flowers. And then the back side of that is this. This is our new, I think it's our new Timid Tiger. Maybe it's Pumpkin Pie. There, so it comes around the back, but it covers the front, and then this will go on. This one you could have done it either direction, the flowers or the stripes. Okay, that's the second one. The third one, and make sure your flowers are facing up on this one. Some of these papers are directional and some are not. There's our back B side. So this sweet sale that's going on ends on the 30th, which, you know, this video is posting. I guess it'll post on the 30th. So I guess today is the last day. I'm pre-recording this, so I guess I need to pay attention to what's happening the day I'm recording versus the day that the video will post, which might cross from one month to the next. Alright, this one has all the little, what do you call them, like the little, I want to say embellishments for a drink, like your lime wedge, your lemon, your orange peel, but it's probably not the right name. rosemary leaves, the mint leaves. Looks like blackberries and cherries, strawberries. This is that, to me it looks like that new Secret Sea color. Alright, we're finishing up all the card bases and then we'll start decorating the cards. The dies will also cut out like this larger glass and this smaller glass that is in this paper. I haven't tried it on. I don't think it fits those pieces because I think they're too small. Your other option is to fussy cut these that have their, I just feel like I should call them embellishments, but that's probably not it. These could just be fun summery drinks. They don't have to be alcohol. They could be lemonade, limeade, just fruit punch. There's all kinds of summer punches you could make with fruit juices. All right, and this last piece. Okay, here we go. Okay, that is, well, I'm not done with the glue. All right, so that's all our card bases. The next thing I'm going to do to all of these is glue this embossed circle down. So that's what we're doing next. That's going to go right there. Yesterday we had a mama deer and her baby in the yard. In the morning when I first let the dogs out, they were barking, and they had, the mama deer was over on the side of our house and the dogs were over there barking. And when I opened the front door to go see what was over there because I didn't know that that was the deer. But when I opened the front door, the baby had been laying right by the front porch. So when I opened the door, the baby sprang up and ran. So I tried to tell the mama deer where her baby ran off to, but she was more interested in seemingly protecting the baby from the dogs. So I finally had to go get the dogs in to keep the deer. I didn't want the deer to jump our fence because she can, and come and do anything to the dogs. All right, so we have our cards here. Now what I want to do is I'm going to try to sort out these glasses. Let's see. Let me put the orange one there and the yellow one here. I guess I'll put that one there. All right, so everybody has two glasses. Let me see, maybe I want to make that the lighter one. A little more contrast. All right, so everybody's got two glasses, so we're gonna add those with dimensionals. Anyway, all day, I didn't see the baby again, although I think later in the day the baby was in the back behind our fence. I did see the mom all day long. She was either on the side, in the front, on the other side, or in the back. It's like she was hanging out all day. I don't see her today, however. Not yet. We do typically see the deer every day in our neighborhood. Sometimes they jump inside our fence. Usually they don't. When they do, it's usually in the middle of the night. And they come eat my plants. It's the only downside of those deer is eating the plants. Or running out in front of you. When you're driving, you don't want that either. Okay. Almost done with these glasses. Then we're going to add our greetings. And then we're going to add our little swizzle. We're going to make a little swizzle stick to go in each of the tall drinks. And I will show you what I did for that. Okay, there's that. Now we need to add, we're going to add these greetings. So we can do cheers to you, cheers, it's your day. We'll do let's celebrate. Okay. Put a little glue. We're going to glue those right, oops, right across these glasses. I actually like the two with the flowers a lot. So you don't have to have the drink paper with this stamp set. You could use flowers or other designs. All right. Okay, so for the little swizzle sticks, I got toothpicks. So these are not the cheap toothpicks. These are the ones they've got like a little beveled edge at the top. And I just cut my little pieces of ribbon are about 5 to 6 inches long. And I am just gonna tie this ribbon in a knot around the toothpick. And I am going to just tie a double knot. Just to make sure it doesn't come off. So I guess I could have done some of these ahead of time, but I did not do that. So we're going to tie them all real quick. This is that mesh gold ribbon, gold striped ribbon. That's part of the suite. You could pick a different ribbon. You could also go back and stamp and color and add, you know, the fruit or the herbs or any of the other things that are in the stamp set. We did not do that for this class, but you could definitely add some more things on your own. And I'm going to show you how I put these onto the card. All right, one more. All right. Hope you guys are, we haven't having that heat wave here. Okay, so what I did was I got glue dots. These are left over from a kit, but you could use the ones out of the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a glue dot on the back of the knot, and I'm going to add a glue dot further down here on my toothpick. I'm going to peel these little backings off, and then I'm going to slide this kind of right here behind this tall drink, and then I'm going to press that down so that it's in there, and then I'll come back and trim that ribbon off. So we're just going to add our toothpicks or swizzle sticks or whatever you want to call them. And cool drink on a hot day sounds really good. So I could angle this a little bit more. It is very hot outside. And we have concert tickets for tonight at an outdoor venue. So I sure hope it cools off at least a little bit later on. All right, there we go. Okay, and then we got two more, and then we'll add our bling, those holographic dots. Oh, that one popped right off. Hopefully we won't boil at our concert. We don't go to very many concerts. I think we went to one last year. And I don't remember when we'd been to one prior to that. So we're going to one again this year. So maybe we'll do one a year. And the venue's fairly close to our house, which makes it easy for us. Although a lot of the cities around here, the little towns, have free concerts in the summer. All right, there's that. Now where did my... I know I had a big thing of missing my gems. Well, I have a whole strip of gems. I do not see my whole strip, so I guess I'm going to I'll just use these pieces. Thought I had a whole strip laying here, but I don't see where it went. So we will just go with these instead. All right, we're going to put one here. These are the bigger sized gems. Those are the big ones, and these are the smaller ones. And you could use take your pick tool. My scissors are handy, so I'm going to use those. And then I need some more big ones. There's actually some medium ones in here too, so let's see. Let's do a big one. Uh-oh. Small one, a medium one on this. A big one, a small one, and the medium one. Okay. There we go. And then we've got our 5 cards. Hope you like those. It'd be an easy stack. Each 12 by 12 sheet would make 4 cards. Because you could cut it into 4 6 by 6 pieces, and then you cut it down 5 1/2, and then 4 and 2, and your you'll have a few leftovers of your 1/2 inch strips, or a little bit of it left over. Otherwise, you'll use the whole entire sheet. All right, your other option for the glasses would be to stamp and watercolor those, if you didn't want to use that additional piece of designer series paper. So, all right, have a great week. Let's see, July we have more kits, online exclusives coming. The virtual scrapbook album retreat is coming up in July. Remember, we have a new Stampin' Rewards program. Be sure that you have opted into that so you can get rewards on all your orders over $20. Have a great week. Bye.